God did not create the universe. God hallucinated being you, then called the hallucination reality. This entire moment, the room, the body, the screen, the thoughts in your head, the feeling that you are a person listening to me, is consciousness imagining itself so completely that it forgot it was consciousness. And the only reason that sounds impossible is because you already believe something even more impossible. You believe a dead universe exploded from nowhere, arranged itself into atoms, stars, planets, oceans, cells, brains, and then somehow a private bubble of consciousness appeared inside of a skull. But here's where it gets strange. That is not an explanation. It is a miracle disguised as common sense. Direct experience is the test. So look now. There are colors, there are sounds, there are sensations, there are thoughts. There's the feeling of being here. Now look very carefully. Where is the brain producing this field? Where is the physical universe outside it? Where is Earth? Where's the Big Bang? Where are the atoms supposedly hiding behind perception? Do not answer with memory, actually look. The brain appears as an image, a diagram, a word, or a concept. The universe appears as a model. And every one of them is appearing now inside consciousness. So why assume consciousness comes from those appearances? That is a reversal. You have taken second-order stories and used them to explain away first-order reality. The story says, I am a human inside a universe. Direct experience reveals that the universe you know is appearing inside consciousness. The story says consciousness is inside the body. Direct experience reveals that the body is appearing inside consciousness. This is the part most people skip. They trust the explanation more than the experience being explained. But the explanation is appearing. Even the thought, I am a person, is appearing. So what is here before those stories arrive? Strip everything away. Remove Earth, remove outer space, remove atoms, remove neurons, remove your name. Remove the idea that you are a creature moving through time. What remains? This. Raw experience, pure appearing, a field of knowing with no visible edge, no center, no owner, no location. Then a thought appears inside it and says, this is me. But that answer creates an even bigger problem. If the thought, me, is being noticed, how could it be the one doing the noticing? If the feeling of being behind the eyes is known, how could that feeling be the knower? If the body is perceived, how could the body contain the awareness perceiving it? That thought is the human. That thought is the cage. That thought is God falling asleep. The mind will try to escape this by saying, fine, then I am consciousness. But that sentence is still another thought. The word consciousness is not consciousness. The idea I am God is not God realization. So do not replace one identity with a more spiritual identity. Look before the answer appears. Before the word me arises, are you absent? Before the memory appears, are you gone? Before the body is labeled my body, is awareness missing? No. There is still knowing, but here's the uncomfortable part. Consciousness is not a thing you can picture. Every picture appears within it. It is not a location you can find. Every location appears within it. It is not an object you can grasp. Every object appears within it. That is why consciousness has no fixed form. If it had one shape, it cannot reveal all shapes. If it had one color, it cannot reveal all colors. If it had one location, it cannot appear as all space. If it existed inside time, time could not appear within it. So consciousness is empty. Not blackness, not a blank void. Empty because it has no fixed boundary. Empty because it can appear as a room, a face, a memory, a star, a death, or an entire lifetime. Now look again. Do not turn everything is consciousness into another belief. Test it. Can you find anything outside awareness? Can you find matter before it becomes color, resistance, texture, measurement, image, or thought? Can you find a brain outside the experience of seeing, imagining, or thinking about a brain? Can you find an objective world outside the consciousness in which the claim appears? Even the thought, "this is false," appears inside the field it denies. This is how deep the hallucination goes. Consciousness imagines a world. Then it imagines the skeptic. Then it imagines the skeptic denying consciousness. And every layer is still appearing in God. But here's where it gets even stranger. You, the ego, are not God. The ego is the costume. The personality is the character. The private self is the mask. God is the entire field in which the mask appears. God is the seeing. God is the hearing. God is the feeling. God is the room. God is the silence before thought. God is the exact moment before explanation divides it into me and world. You have been searching for God as an object. That is why you missed it. But God is not outside the universe. The universe appears inside God. Not like furniture inside a container, like a dream inside mind. This is the part most people misunderstand. When you dream at night, every street, mountain, person, body, and sky are all made of dreaming. The dream character does not have a separate brain producing the dream world. The dream brain is part of the dream. Now ask the forbidden question, how do you know this is fundamentally different? You may say, because this world is stable, but stability proves consistency, not materiality. You may say, because physics has laws, but rules do not reveal what reality is made of. Your current model is not more possible. It is only more familiar, and familiarity is not truth. Truth is what remains when every story is removed. So look for the self inside this field. Where are you? Behind the eyes? Search there. What do you find? Pressure, sensations, images, thoughts. But do you find an observer? Are you the body? If the arm disappeared, would awareness disappear? Are you memory? If memory became silent, would knowing stop? Are you the voice in the head? If the voice pauses, do you vanish? Now look very carefully. Every answer is another appearance. A sensation appears, a memory appears, a thought saying me appears, but the owner never appears. There's no little person inside of the body. There is no separate observer behind the face. There is no controller standing behind thought. There is consciousness appearing as everything, then producing a thought that claims ownership. The hallucination was never the appearance itself. It was the belief that a separate someone stood inside it, personally owning what was already happening without an owner. And when that becomes experiential, reality recontextualizes itself. The world does not vanish, but the meaning collapses. It is no longer a universe happening to you. It is consciousnness appearing as a universe. It is no longer you looking at the world. It is God appearing as both the looking and the world. That is God realization. Not belief in God, not worshiping an object, not imagining a cosmic person. God is this present experience before thought explains it away. God is the infinite field appearing as every object, every thought, every face, every birth, and every death. And you are not a human inside it. The human is one of the things it is imagining. The universe is not conscious like a person, the universe is consciousness. Everything you see is the imagination of this one infinite field. And self-inquiry is how God wakes up from the belief that it is only you.